Good morning, Kilbourne. This is Bryn Caswell with your very first news of the year. As some of you may know, we have new security cameras around our building. Andrew Cook discussed with Mr. Nally and Miss Adrian about the new security precautions our school is taking.
What security changes have been made for this school year?
Well, we made quite a few security changes. We installed cameras around the perimeter of our building, and each corner of the building has a camera that can see around, and they kind of overlap, and we could see parking lots and different paths that in and out of school.
Made some other security changes as far as buzzer systems at the elementary level, and so there'll be things that we'll continue to add at the high school level, but that's what we've done for the year.
Are there any future security changes in line for Kilbourne?
I think that we probably will go to a buzzer system at some time. Architects are being hired to look at our system of entrance and exit from our building, and they're going to make a design plan. So I suspect we'll have some kind of buzzer system for the high schools in the future.
And one of the things that we did last year, we allowed students to enter the front of the building and out near the parking lot. And so last year we spent a lot of time talking with students about entering one way, having one way to enter the building. So our students were very cooperative with that.
Do you believe students and staff feel safe in this new environment?
Last year at the end of the year, the students took a Hanover Culture Climate Survey. Our parents took it, our students took it, and our staff took the survey. And the results have recently come back, and we were very pleased that approximately 80% of our students feel very, very safe in the building. It was reported 12 or 14%, the other 12 or 14% were unsure of that. So we're not quite sure what that means, but the fact of the matter is the majority of our students feel very safe, and I believe 96% of our parents and our staff and our students took a lot of pride in our building. So it's how we treat each other. We talk a lot about taking care of each other, and I think that's your number one safety measure. Aside from the cameras are nice, the entrances are nice. We have to do those kinds of things, unfortunately, in our society today. But I'll never underestimate. We will never underestimate the importance of relationships with our kids and our parents.
Is there anything else either of you would like to add?
I don't think so. Thanks for your time. Thanks for asking us about it. It's
Thank
important
you for
information to
coming
get
by.
out. Yep. Thanks.
On September 23rd, first period, One Leg at a Time will be sponsoring an event called Stand Up for the Silent. This event was created by Kilbourne students, and these students want you to remember the lasting impact bullying has. Now let's listen to Dave Miller to tell us his story.
When I was in 7th grade, I attended what was called back in those days a junior high. It was made up of grades 7, 8, and 9. And also in those days, they didn't pass students on if they didn't pass the grade. So in 9th grade, there were boys, big boys, who had failed sometimes 8th and 9th grade. I remember most of them were 16, and some boys were even 17 and still in this junior high. Well, in 7th grade, I weighed 75 pounds, and these boys were huge. I remember walking to the bus stop after school on many a days, and these boys were walking home, but they walked behind a group of students. Well, guess what? I was the littlest one in the group, and I was easy pickings. And while we would stand waiting for the bus, one of them would walk up really close to me and start talking to me, looking down. Of course, I'm looking up and I'm holding my books. We didn't have book bags in those days. And unbeknownst to me, another one would get behind me on his hands and knees, and then the one in front of me would push me, and of course I'd fall over the guy behind me, and my books would go scattering. They'd laugh and take off. Now, I never really got hurt physically from that, but I tell you, I was intimidated every day that I went to the bus stop. In fact, there were days that I chose to walk a long way home rather than wait for the bus because I was fearful that these boys would come along and do that again. And let me tell you how bad it really got for me, not because they continued, but because the threat of that intimidation. But those memories still are very kind of close to me on occasions, and that's one of the reasons why I'm trying so much as a teacher to be alert to little things that we can do. Sometimes it's a look across the room that can communicate some kind of an intimidating thought or an idea. So it's really important that we not only talk to each other kindly and nicely, but that we look at each other with gentle eyes.
Okay, Kilbourne, we're introducing our brand new segment, the 60-second scoop, where Cody and I have exactly 60 seconds to tell you as many news stories as we can. And the clock will be put up. 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Armstrong, a physical education teacher from Granby Elementary, developed a bike trail for students to use on their recess.
According to this week's Worthington News, Worthington is the only school district in Central Ohio to score all A's on the report card.
The railing of the students section at St. Charles collapsed at their game last Friday, injuring 5 students. So, Kilbourne crazies, be careful.
Construction adjacent from Worthington Place should begin as early as this week. This plan includes 2 buildings of upscale apartments and office spaces.
The Summer Olympics of 2020 will be held in Tokyo, Japan for the first time since 1964.
And today is Friday the 13th, so let's go over some rules. Bad luck occurs in threes, be careful around mirrors, and a black cat better not cross your path. But remember, most importantly, this is a superstition and have fun.
In Cities, Chapter 2 comes out tonight in theaters.
And the Breakaway Music Festival is this Saturday at the Cruise Stadium.
Yeah!
6 seconds! Yes! Good.
We're good.
Kilbourne, we own Wo-Town. Jacob Shepard takes us back to recap last week's awesome victory.
Here's the latest on all things football. As the Wolves kick off their season with a 44-7 win against Thomas and a tough loss at Syanda, we're looking forward to a great season. So far this early in the season, Kilbourne has increased their passing attempts and upped their scoring. Thanks to the amount of seniors, we have dynamic offensive and defensive lines and a solid special teams unit. Our defense has been shining, holding teams to 15 points per game and forcing 3 turnovers. Overall, we're in for a great season, Kilbourne, so fans get ready for touchdown after touchdown. And remember, go Wolves. Jacob Shepard, WKHS News.
Thanks for watching, Kilbourne, and don't forget to have a fun and safe weekend. The game this Friday for football is home.